Time to wake up, America. Decapitation, brutal multiple stabbings, and now a call for a presidential assassination. The liberal wasteland that is Hollywood has once again topped itself in discussing and incendiary remarks about President Trump. We highlighted the career-ending decision to air a photo shoot depicting a bloody, decapitated head of the president. When 11-year-old Barron Trump saw it, he ran to his mom asking, "Mom, is Daddy dead?" "No, Barron, your dad's not dead, but Kathy Griffin's career likely is." Then the fools in Shakespeare in the Park with their assassination of the president by 100 cuts with 100 blades, as they called it. The actors went overboard with a bloodbath that became too violent and too political. The play lost major sponsors. Delta Airlines and Bank of America both pulled out. And yesterday, another liberal celebrity incapable of regulating his mouth went there suggesting a presidential assassination is in order.
Can you bring Trump here? I think he needs help.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living. However, it's been a while. And maybe it's time.
Maybe it's time? Depp, you damn fool. You think you can say these things without repercussions? You're crazier than you appear, because America is still generally populated by normal people, law-abiding, God-fearing, regular people, and maybe Americans will show their distaste for your comments by steering clear of your movies. But here's some free advice to Johnny Depp. Johnny, rather than pretending to know a damn ounce about politics, stick to the movie scripts, or maybe take on a role of a guy who came from nothing, made $500 million playing a make-believe pirate on the big screen, and then he blows all his money, gets arrested for trashing hotel rooms, abuses drugs and alcohol to the point of being accused of abusing his beautiful young wife, played by Amber Heard. Anyway, this guy ends up burned out, wasted fool of a man. Wait, that's not a movie role. That's your life.
Can I say this, Eric,
yeah,
real quick? You point out something in your monologue about most Americans still being God-fearing, normal people. I had a caller today who said very plainly that he was going to go see the Pirates of the Caribbean movie this weekend, and he changed his mind. Now he's going to go see Cars instead. So I think for those that really, and I thought you said that beautifully, Danielle, earlier, and those that really feel this way, whether you like Trump, you don't, or Obama, it's not about that. It's about elevating as human beings in this society and say, we're not going to go here anymore, and that's how they can fiscally show their distaste for this.
Kat, I want to point out that Johnny Depp apologized for his words earlier, but that apology may have been because he's getting a lot of backlash for what he said.
Right, absolutely. He didn't feel so bad about it when everyone was cheering and laughing, and he felt cool about himself for the first time in a long time. He's just become a shriveled little pile of walking hippie scarves with a hat attached to it. But again,
really feel?
I don't think that, right, I mean, he's a pathetic drunk. He's accused of abusing his wife. He doesn't have any money, and he's going to get up there and be like, yeah, president, yeah, you're in my hat. Like, cool, bro. What are you doing? Get over it. But again, I don't think it's fair to call it a call to assassinate the president. I don't think anybody was going to watch that and thought he was being serious. Again, though, given what we've been seeing, incredibly irresponsible. I wouldn't say illegal, but I would say irresponsible and just really gross.
I almost expect celebrities to be this moronic and say things like that, except for those last three words, Danielle, maybe it's time. And that made the difference for me with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, this is indefensible. I mean, it's completely and utterly indefensible, whether it's Johnny Depp talking about President Trump or somebody else talking about President Obama. Like, none of this is okay. And as the Liberal on the panel, I'm not going to stand here, or sit here, I should say, and defend people who've come out.
No, I'm laughing. The Liberal on the panel. Okay.
Self-professed.
Self-professed.
What's worse, what he said, or the fact that the crowd cheered?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little bit unsettling.
Well, that was in England. I mean,
it was
fair.
He was across the pond.
But still, to your point, you said, people have to keep each other in check on social media and et cetera, and that's not keeping anyone in check if a crowd reacts, no matter how much they've had to drink. That's just not
well, let's talk about the business end of this, Ebony, for a second. Delta and the Bank of America pull out of sponsorship of Shakespeare in the Park because they were responding because half of America doesn't agree with that tone.
Absolutely. I think even more than half of America doesn't agree with that tone, Eric.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Very fair
even
point.
People that don't support President Trump politically still don't like that mess. And look, that's what I'm saying. I think it's only a matter of time before we have to hear from Disney around this issue with Johnny Depp, honestly, because people are not going to be satisfied with this statement by him.
Maybe
Great job dealing with your money issue, bro.
Yeah.
Great job making that comment when you're already struggling.
Right, he can afford to lose another job.
Chad is pointing out that Johnny Depp, it's estimated that he made $650 million making movies in the last 13 years, and now may be dead broke.
He's having some financial problems, and he's just deciding to work really hard, it seems, to come out of that hole.
Not.
Yeah.
Can I ask a nerdy question to you, Danielle, about
Sure.
the constitutional issue? We know free speech is protected up until a point,
Yeah.
and normally that point is the incitement of violence. So when Eric points out this final line of maybe it's time, for you in your legal analysis, do you think that's encroaching upon that incitement space, or is it far away from it?
We're approaching, I think, certainly. And to your point, Ebony, there was a case, I think, this week in the Supreme Court that said that hate speech is actually constitutionally allowed. So our First Amendment rights are very, very broad. It's our first freedom, right? I don't think I think it's on the way. Right, I think it's on the way. The idea, you can't call fire in a theatre. You can't incite someone to actual violence, right? I don't think we're there, but I think that the way that these conversations are heating up, we're going to get there. So I think it's up to leaders, particularly of both sides, of both stripes, and I think it's also for people who sit in desks in front of cameras to model the kind of behaviour that we feel like we should be seeing. It. I call it my 2-year-old rule. I have a 2.5-year-old. What would I teach her about how to engage with someone, how to share an idea, how to sort of work, how to be in the world?